Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you aren't familiar, this is the Little Ragamuffin YouTube channel, and today we're going to talk about roll hems. I do have another video that is very quick paced, and I've had a couple comments like, hey, could you slow down? I can't really see what's happening. And it was one of my first videos, so I thought I'd do this just to help with any other questions that were asked or that you had. So today we're going to be working with Scuba, and Scuba is an amazing knit fabric. Like, let me see, where's the camera? Here. There we go. Okay, so Scuba is almost sponge-like, and it's very thick and squishy, and it's great. It's one of my favorites for underneath, like a second layer, like a dress. So I made this dress. This is Bonnie. And I do these double layer skirts. So what happens is this underskirt gives it volume that the double brush poly just doesn't have. Otherwise it will just hang, which is cute on its own. But I like to add a little more oomph to my skirts on my dresses. So I either use like a heavier cotton lycra, or Scuba is another wonderful option for a lot of body. You can also use Liverpool, but then you're mashing textures and fabrics, and that's a little different. So Scuba is great. We're also going to be using double brush poly. You can get the double brush poly is a custom print, and you can find that in my shop. I don't have Scuba, but something else I want to mention are threads. Threads are important. My favorite for a rolled hem is Maxi Lock, and I put Maxi Lock stretch in my loopers, unless I'm doing a super fun rainbow hem, and then I use like this. This is variegated thread, also by Maxi Lock. I still put the stretch thread in my upper looper, in the lower looper, and then I put the variegated thread. This is a pastel sprinkles, I think it's called. That's not what I used on, maybe that's what I used on here. I can't remember, but this is what it looks like on the cone. This one is called Raspberry Nilla, and this one is Espresso Silk. I have an entire drawer full of these. They're absolutely my favorite. I use them in my cover stitch machine as well, which is sitting right over here. So I have it set up already. This is Rainbow Pop or something like that, or Rocket Pop, or actually I'll just look before I tell you the rainbow. It's just Rainbow Swirl. Okay, easy enough. However, let's go back to the roll hem. So I put Maxi Lock either in both the loopers, the stretch, or I do the variegated thread here and my stretch thread here. Just basic, standard poly thread in my needle, and we're only going to use one needle. I'm about to show you how to set up your machine and get going on the roll hem. So I already have a video, but it's really quick pace on how to do a roll hem. But I wanted to show you guys a little slower because I keep getting comments like, hey, you're going too fast, this video's too fast. So we're going to set it up for a roll hem. First thing you want to do is you're going to open up, well, first I'm using the Brother 1034D. You can't really tell because I've got too many stickers. But anyway, so we're going to open this up and we're going to pop out our stitch finger. So that's right in there. It literally just pops out, and you take it off. We don't need this to do rolled hem. I'm going to close this back up, and we're going to remove one needle. Now, depending on how wide you want your hem to be, you'll take out either the right or left needle. I like a slightly wider hem, especially because I'm going to be using, we're going to be sewing on Scuba and double brush poly, but the Scuba is thicker, so I want to keep my left needle. So in order to remove that right needle, first I'm going to clip the thread. just so it's not in there. We don't need it, so I'm going to pull it out. And I'm going to use my Allen wrench. Your machine should come with one. If not, like, I don't know. They're very easily found at any kind of hardware store or Walmart or whatever. If you lose yours, it's just basic. So I'm just going to pop out my needle. And I'm just going to tighten that back up. These are offset, so when you're taking your needles in and out, if you're not used to it, one does sit higher than the other, and that's okay. There's nothing weird or wrong with that. That's how it's supposed to be. So now I've got my needle is out, and I'm ready to go, except my tension. So you need to reset your tension. What happens with the rolled hem is the loopers are going to pull at different rates, so different tensions. So we want this looper to be at 7 and this one to be at 5. So when you look down in here, this is your upper looper and your lower looper. Your upper looper, just make sure everything is at 7 and your lower looper is at 5. The other thing we want to look at is our settings on the side. Let's see if you can't see that. Okay, so our side settings. We're going to leave this at 1. We're going to turn this to the R, which means roll hem. And we're going to do the same thing here. Pretty simple. This machine is super basic. So I'll just put it back. We're going to do a test, because always do a test before you do it on your main garment. Okay, now the thing about rolled hems is if you pull the fabric, if you stretch the fabric, it's going to make a wavy lettuce hem. I don't want that on this. So I'm going to try my very best to leave the fabric alone and stop it from stretching. So this goes very slow. So this looks like a really good roll hem going on here. It looks really nice. Okay, so I like how that looks. Can't really see it because it's black on black. My bad. But you want to do with the brother serger, and they're all kind of different. Like I have a Singer that is reverse. Like I would sew it this way in order to get the nice clean edge on top. I'll show you what I mean after we do this. Now again, I'm not going to stretch this. Just let it go, let it feed through all on its own. I don't want a lettuce hem, I just want a rolled hem. So it is getting kind of wavy, so I'm going to practice that a couple more times. So it's not what I'm after. Okay, so this test is not going so well. I think I'm just going to put a regular hem on my actual dress and use the roll hem on, where'd it go? And use the roll hem on the scuba, because that looks really nice. coming up to the end of my roll hem on the scuba skirt. So you can see the tail where I started. To finish this off, I'm going to sew all the way through and past this tail. I'm probably about an inch or so, and then just cut it off. There's nothing else you need to do. By sewing over it, you're basically backstitching or locking those stitches. So we're just gonna do that. And again, I'm not stretching or pulling on the fabric. I'm just letting it feed through. If anything, I'm kind of helping it feed through. So here we go. We're gonna go over this, cut it off. We're just gonna go past it, and then we're done. And that's how you end the roll hem. I want to go back to the guitar fabric because it was so wavy. I'm not going to use a roll hem to hem my skirt on my dress for that. But I do want to show you what happens if you do pull it and stretch it, what I mean by that. So let's do this. Let's get a clean piece. So this would be non-stretched, just as is, feeding it through. It's going to look a little bit wavy. This is the nature of the double brush poly. If I put it through and I literally stretch it while I'm sewing, you're allowing more thread to occupy the fabric, to go in and fill the fabric. So the more thread you have, the wider the fabric will become, and it will be a wavy lettuce hem. So I will show you what that looks like. So you're going to go a couple, and then I'm literally pulling in both directions. You don't want to do that with the needle in. You want to make sure the needle is not in. So my needle is up. It's up right here. If you pull it while the needle is in before you start sewing, you will break a needle like instantly because you're bending the needle. So do not pull while the needle is down. So then my needle is up. I'm going to stretch both directions. And I'm going to keep it stretched as evenly as I can, as much as I can, for as wavy as you would like your hem to become. And there we go, I'm at the end. And that is a little wavier than the last one. Let's see what this one does. Again, I'm stretching both directions. My needle is not in the fabric, it's up, and I'm going to stretch in both directions. Okay, let me get a sample here. So this is a skirt that I finished. This is a skirt that I finished a while ago, and you can see I've used rainbow thread on the bottom. So that's a roll hem, lettuce hem, because it's wavy. It's really pretty. And I really like maxi lock threads. Okay, so that's it. That's the roll hem tutorial. I hope you enjoy it. And if you have any other questions or issues you would like me to address, just pop those in the comment. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. That's always good too. Or, whatever. Happy sewing.